Let's go live to Canberra now and catch up with Victorian Liberal MP Zoe McKenzie. Zoe, good to talk to you. I want to get your quick reaction to what's happened in the state by-elections on the weekend. Possibly, the Liberals still looks possible you could win Werribee, but certainly you've picked up Pran from the Greens. Do you take encouragement from this?
Look, I do. I think our two candidates there, Rachel Westaway and Steve Murphy, were fantastic. I've watched Rachel's campaign. She's been a friend for years. She worked her guts out to get that enormous swing away from the Greens in particular, not disassociated, may I say, from the conversation you've just been having about the Middle East. But she really focused on key issues for that area, law and order. She's done a great job to get that back for the Liberal Party. It's been a long time since we've held it. And in Werribee, again, really promising results. Wait and see what happens in the final count. I know we've got a lot of people out scrutineering today, so fingers crossed that will land the right way. But either way, a clear message to the Andrews-Allan government that people have had enough of Labor. It's been a woeful government. The state is up to its eyeballs in debt. The most common question I'm asked these days around business tables is what on earth is the Commonwealth government going to do to bail out Victoria as though it could? And so everyone's really keen to see a change of government in that state. We desperately need it. And so the weekend's a very good start.
Just on Pran, though, yes, a good win by the Liberals. But one of the reasons you won is because the former Labor candidate, Tony Lupton, who I'll speak to later in the program, took a lot of those Labor votes, obviously, and he preferenced the Liberals ahead of the Greens. He says this is what Labor and the Liberals should do, preference each other to exclude the Greens. Can you see the Liberals doing that around the country at the next federal election?
Well, I think that it's worth considering. The Greens have been an absolute disgrace. Economically, they've always been a disgrace, but in particular in the last few years in relation to what we've seen about their commentary on the Middle East and their views and their representations towards Jewish Australians, which have been nothing short of horrific, and in relation to their alliance, willingness to appear, one might say, with the CFMEU, particularly when the CFMEU was in the throes of allegations regarding Barkeys and others. So I think we need to be clear that the Greens are the kind of wreckers of the Australian democracy and have a good hard look at where they should sit. And frankly, Labor needs to as well. That Labor might preference Greens in exchange for preferences back is a disgrace, given the way they have behaved.
Now, you have a very strong professional background in global trade, so I want to show you this latest comment from US President Donald Trump and get your reaction. Here's the President.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff. What about aluminum? US Steel was one of our great companies, and through a lot of stupidity and bad government and also bad management of the company, it lost that luster. But it's going to gain it back, and tariffs are going to help. Tariffs are going to make it very successful again.
All right, Zoe, is Australia going to get hurt by these tariffs, or can Kevin Rudd win an exemption the way that Joe Hockey did?
Well, to be fair, this is an issue that's very close to my heart on a couple of fronts. You're right, yes, I was Chief of Staff to a Trade Minister when we did the deals with China, Japan, South Korea, Trans-Pacific Partnership, started Indonesia, started India, and indeed started the EU. Our trade relationship with the United States has always been one that's particularly beneficial to the US, and I know that did indeed have an impact last time, but that's because we had Joe Hockey and Arthur Sinodinos in the chair through the Trump administration. Good luck, Kevin Rudd. You might recall there was some contention when Trump was re-elected as to whether he felt, what did he call him, a dim bulb or something, or a nasty man? It wasn't
not
particularly...
Nasty, not very. But Joe Hockey told me when I was in Washington last month that Kevin Rudd's been learning how to play golf, so that'll sort it for him.
Well, he's probably got a lot more than golf to work on, may I say, between now and then, because it's absolutely critical for Australian industry that we get exempted from that. To some extent, BlueScope, which is in my electorate, has some degree of protection because it's really active in the American market. So that is a good thing, and it will benefit from the fact that obviously American steelworks will be protected. But nevertheless, we do want to see that Australia, as a critical defence partner, in particular with the United States, is exempted from these tariffs. And as I said, Kevin has got his work cut out for him.
Spot on. Thanks for joining us, Zoe. I appreciate it. And Kevin Rudd, on this issue, we're all on your side. Good luck, Cobber.